The broadcast wasn't meant for humans. It was meant for the Galactic Concord, a coalition of over 400 species, all watching from a safe distance as a minor world was judged. Earth. The Tribunal of Cosmic Stability had finally declared Earth culturally hazardous. Humanity had advanced too fast, too violently. The species was too unpredictable. Their wars too brutal. Their art too dark. Their capacity for innovation paired with emotional volatility made them dangerous not only to themselves, but, in theory, to galactic order. The judgment was clear. Extermination. No invasion. Just a quiet sterilization beam from a stealth satellite array. It should have been over in moments. But someone made a mistake. The broadcast, a smug display of legal justification and bureaucratic pride, was accidentally transmitted on an open spectrum. Not just into Concord space, but back to Earth. It aired on every frequency, hijacking satellites, radios, televisions, even digital billboards. For 5 full minutes, humanity watched as shimmering insectoid judges in silken robes condemned them to death. Not for crimes committed, but for what they might become. They called Earth a breeding pit of apex predators pretending to be civilized. One judge laughed as he read out the sterilization order. "It is mercy," he said, "to kill the cubs before they learn to bite." And then the sky turned white. The orbital beams fired. Cities burned. Populations vanished. Communications went dark. The Concorde believed Earth was ash. But they were wrong. They had fired too early. The satellite grid hadn't finished calibrating. Only 22% of the surface was hit. Terrible, yes, but far from complete. Billions died. Billions more survived. And all of them had watched the broadcast. Humanity changed in hours. Governments ceased. Borders disappeared. From bunkers, shelters, submarines, and underground cities, the survivors unified. The last global signal sent before Earth went dark was a single phrase in every language humanity knew. "We heard you." The Concorde expected silence. They got screams. Months passed. Probes sent to confirm the planet's annihilation found wreckage, but also evidence of activity. Terraforming reversed in certain zones. Atmosphere stable. Radiation cleaned. Human signatures detected. By the time the Concorde sent scout teams, it was too late. Humanity didn't rebuild in the open. They tunneled into the Earth's crust. They harnessed geothermal energy. They stopped caring about art, politics, or wealth. They became quiet, focused, efficient. The wrath they carried wasn't loud. It was surgical. It was something no other species had ever shown after a genocide. Patience. 5 years later, the first retaliation began. Not with a warship, but with silence. Entire Concorde colonies went dark overnight. No signs of violence. No survivors. Just abandoned worlds. Machines still running. Meals still warm. Only one clue left on every terminal. "We heard you." The Concorde panicked. Fleets were dispatched. Human ships were nowhere to be found. Their technology had leapt centuries ahead in 5 years. No warp signatures. No energy trails. Just vanishing worlds. The first encounter came near the Jalari Nebula. A Concorde dreadnought spotted a strange vessel. Small, angular, without visible weapons. They hailed it. No response. They approached. The vessel transmitted the 5-minute broadcast back at them, and then detonated, taking the dreadnought with it. Humanity had weaponized their memory of pain. Fear spread across the galaxy. Diplomatic envoys were sent, bearing gifts, apologies, reparations. They found nothing. Earth was empty. Humanity had vanished from the surface. Even their moon bases were gone. Like ghosts, they moved through the stars, erasing those who watched them burn. The Concorde assembled a grand armada. Over 1,000 ships from every allied race. They camped around Earth's orbit, expecting an attack. And one came. But not from space. The Earth cracked. From beneath the crust, engines ignited. The planet shook. Massive metal constructs, cities, rose on titanic engines, launching into orbit. Earth wasn't a grave. It had become a hive. Human war machines, the size of continents, emerged from hiding. They didn't fire. They simply waited. Then came the message. Not a scream. Not a threat. A calm, human voice. Male. Middle-aged. Tired. We remember the broadcast. We remember your laughter. We remember the names of every city you burned. There will be no negotiations. No diplomacy. You do not get to ask why. You told us what we were. You showed us no mercy. Now. A pause. You will see what mercy costs. The sky turned black. Thousands of cloaked ships decloaked around the Concorde Armada. They hadn't walked in. They'd been there. Watching. Waiting. Every Concorde species had different tactics, different doctrines. Humanity had learned them all. Studied. Adapted. Improved. The battle lasted 13 minutes. Not a single human ship was lost. The survivors fled, screaming, abandoning their posts. Concorde planets scrambled to form defenses. Human vessels didn't chase. They simply moved system to system, disabling defenses, cutting power, removing leadership. They weren't wiping out civilians. They were isolating governments, severing hierarchies, dismantling the machine that ordered their extinction. Each planet received the same message, broadcast across all frequencies. This is not vengeance. This is justice. You made a decision about our future. We are simply making one about yours. The galaxy crumbled. Species surrendered without being asked. Some begged to serve humanity. Others offered tributes, colonies, fleets. Humanity accepted none. They didn't enslave. They didn't rule. They simply erased the power structures that dared to judge them. The Concorde fell. The Galactic Tribunal was found in a luxury satellite, trying to escape. The same judges who had laughed during the broadcast were brought back to Earth. Not for execution, but for listening. They were forced to watch the same 5-minute broadcast, over and over again, while hearing the names of every city their order had burned. Every child lost. Every scream recorded from burning hospitals, homes, and shelters. One by one, the judges broke. One by one they wept. Then came the final message. It wasn't broadcast to the galaxy. It was sent privately. To every world. Every species. Every corner of space. This is your only warning. We are done pretending to be less than what we are. We build peace. We build art. We build science. But when threatened, we build wrath. If you wish to live beside us, do so with respect. If you plot to judge us again, remember, we heard you the first time. We will hear you again. And then Earth vanished. Not destroyed. Hidden. Cloaked in technology no one could comprehend. No signals. No location. Just a myth. A whisper. A name no longer spoken in meetings of power, only in quiet fear. Humanity. They were once a species. Now, they were a consequence.